Hello. We got about 20 minutes that I have for a reading right now. Ay. If you're seeing this message, there could be something for you, okay? So let's get that out of the way. We have somebody who could be invasive, nosy, digging for dirt, and they could be really kind of wanting to take away from what it is that you have at this time. Okay, so that's not cool. But look it. You're winning. Okay, so don't worry. Yeah, that's good. Alright. Okay, so yeah, don't worry about what other people's intentions are. Okay, be fearless, independent. Okay. What else? Oh, and courageous and brave. Okay. We got a Leo energy right here, so you could be kind of getting your own strength and confidence at this time. You could be recognizing that people who could be, under certain influences are, trying to bring you down to their level, possibly. Okay. But look at that. You just need to remain empowered, okay, knowing that you have the strength and the ability to get through whatever it is you got going on. Okay, let's see what we got. All right. I'm getting my road is it's got construction going on right now, like they're repaving it. So that could be something. I was getting a lot of random synchronicities recently too, so I'm just gonna assume that's one of them. But you could be paving a new road. Okay. The other day there was like security, okay, was a thing, and backup. It was like weird because I was reading the words from some article type of thing as I heard them being said on a video, and I'm like, okay, so there could be some type of thing that you're needing to secure yourself within, and backup. That could be information or whatever. But excuse me, what else was the other one? I can't think right now. I don't remember. Maybe I'll think about it while I'm doing this. But anyway, there could be somebody who is trying to be deceptive or fraudulent. Okay, they could have been trying to kind of keep you under their spell in certain ways, whatever, trying to manipulate. But like I said before, okay, you just need to focus on your strengths. Okay. You could be getting to a much more sensitive position with your intuition and what it is that you can envision in your life. You could be excuse me, kind of coming out of of the world type of behaviors and no longer allowing for other people's negativity or lies to regulate you. Okay. We have friendly, helpful, non-confrontational, and reliable. So you could be like a true role model for others, just staying true to yourself instead of aligning with other people's negativity. And you could be, we got friendly on both these cards right here. So you could be, other people could be kind of misunderstanding. I was just saying that the other day about when you're being friendly, people could think that you're, flirting or something. And so they could be having some type of misunderstanding or misconception of your behavior, but just keep being yourself, okay? But we have friendly, humanitarian, honest, loyal, original, inventive, independent, and intellectual, okay? So stay true to yourself, and you will be reaching a greater sense of fulfillment. Oh man, hold on. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, stay in a contented and happy perspective. Okay, maintain your gratitude, and you could be having some type of warning signs in certain ways, but at this point you could be recognizing the like shocking or surprising or unexpected shifts and changes that occur based on maintaining your hope and your optimism and leading yourself more intentionally. Okay, so look at that. We got sweet, compassionate, and what's the last one? Innocent. Okay, so as you are, just as you are, basically, without having to worry about shifting or altering your expression, you could be recognizing that you have spirit guides and other beings of light in that way, in the way that you're embodying, that are there supporting you and guiding you. Okay. You could be shining a light on situations that had been creating financial or other blockages in your life, and you could be taking action in a way that is leading you towards leveling up and having a gains and more success coming in. Okay, it says increase, level up, and gains. So yeah, you could be creating certain recognition that is making major shifts in your life, and you could be seeing that you could be really being watched and paid attention to by your light team, and with this divine guidance. Okay, you could be they could be helping for you to ascend and align in your own way and move with a greater sense of authority instead of self-doubt or focusing on emotional manipulation. Okay, so you could be shy or modest, and that could be part of why somebody else is trying to find some type of negative information on you. But just keep yourself balanced and know that what it is that you're moving forward towards is not only an investment for yourself but for future generations, and what it is that you're meant to be truly manifesting. Okay, so stay balanced and secure within yourself. Okay, there could have been certain situations that had taken away from your most aligned dynamic. It could have been that you could be like a generational curse breaker in some type of ways. So what you were used to, or is just the way it's always been, or something like that. When that that's not the way it's meant to be, and you start taking action with those truths, you could be really altering the course, not only for yourself but for others. So here we go. Let's see. There we have abandonment on 2 of these cards right here. So there could be certain situations that you're needing to adapt and shift away from. Okay. Use intelligent communication. Okay, maintain your sense of humor and a youthful outlook, and don't allow for other people's let me see, lack of allowance of you expressing your truth to be at the forefront. Okay, so oh, look at so you could be really with the action that you do take, that you can feel confident within, you could be recognizing is much more aligned with God and source, in comparison to how others could be trying to make you feel. Okay, there could be some type of phone call, just especially with the phone call that just came in right there, just that confirmation. You could be having some type of message coming in, or you could be you know, putting information out there that is helping for others to align in the way that they're meant to be. And we got the Leo card right there. You'd be really kind of getting to that position of feeling much more confident. Okay, so it says generous, warm-hearted, creative, enthusiastic, broad-minded, expansive, faithful, and loving. Okay, so that's pretty cool. There could be people who are trying to copy or possibly even take the position that you are meant to be, you know, aligning with at this time. Okay. There could be some type of coercion or corruption and chaos magic that is, you know, being sent your way. But if you stay in the alignment with unconditional love, then you will be safe, secure, and, you know, receiving more abundance in your life. Okay, so don't worry. Oh, look it. We got victory with the collective. Okay, so yeah, you could be really moving in a way that is not only, like I said, beneficial for you, but beneficial for others who are, you know, in the same boat, or, you know, that you're collectively connected to. Okay, you could be moving forward intuitively, emotionally, and having a better alignment with your emotions, and move forward where you can be either receiving true confidants and allies in your life and friends, or you could be, you know, being that person in others' lives. Okay, you could be in a position where you're really not trying to focus or needing to focus on the mind games and confusion, and you could be getting to a greater sense of peace, calm, and harmony, instead of being stuck with guilt or remorse or regret. Okay, so major shifts in awareness and just where it is that you're embodying your energy. Okay, or if you're already in that type of position, then you could just be feeling that much more content with yourself, instead of you know, aligning with what other people are trying to force upon you. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, so there could be other people's intentions trying to, you know, stop you from your success. They could be trying to keep you down in a confused and illusionary outlook. Okay, but you're at this point able to recognize the difference between fraudulent or false influences towards you, and something that is, you know, otherworldly or divine. Okay, you could be recognizing dark alliances with people who are unhinged or unstable, and you could be wanting to move forward towards a more divine union in comparison to what it was, what you could have been influenced within previously. Okay, so instead of holding on to different influences to, you know, make you feel sustained or take care of whatever, you know, ails you in certain ways, you could be feeling like you are able to get to a more confident position, expressing yourself independently as you are. Okay, what else do we need to know? Yeah. This song was on the radio, I guess, and it's in my head still now. It's like, baby, let me love you. You know that one. Anyway, you're the only thing I want and need. I'm not singing right now. So you could be, you know, healing from difficulty and on the mend. Okay, recovering and having greater awareness of alignment. You could be, whoa, look at that. You could be recognizing, you know, what false projections other people are putting onto you with the intent to hurt or harm you. Okay, you could be seeing what's, you know, what's true and what's not. And excuse me, you could be really kind of feeling like a light has been shown or shining on a subject and exposing the truth. Okay. Let's see. There could be superficial outlooks that have been, binding, your love, your success, and your financial ability. You could be recognizing that other people may have been, this is the second one with a hex on it, so you could have had nasty, intentions sent towards you that were trying to keep you from your success. But just stay optimistic and know that you could be moving forward towards true connectivity in relationships in comparison to people who are only trying to utilize your power for their own means and don't really have your best intention or outcome in focus on. Okay, so pay attention. I feel like I've fallen over that sentence, so I'm all, what am I saying? Yep, can't I can't even remember. So you could be moving forward towards what it is that is enticing or alluring you, okay? And paying more attention to what is truly attracting you. I had this realization recently, and it wasn't like super recently actually, but I was going over it again. And there's this crazy experience that I had a long time ago where it was like showing me the difference between when you're in the flow in a way that's positive and when you're going against the flow that you're meant to be, and when you're feeling like you're being, pulled into something that's like a trap energetically that you could be needing to resist or, shift your outlook in order to handle whatever it is that you got going on. But if something feels like it's like pulling you in a let me see, uncontrollable way, I guess, you could be needing to recognize that it might not be there, being presented to you for your benefit, but for, like I was saying, what strength or power you could be bringing into a situation. Okay, so you need to make sure that what it is that you feel that you're desiring of is not just some type of like, yanking your energy and trying to trap you, but something that you could go with the flow with and feel that it's like that you're naturally leading yourself. Okay, so anyway, this is like anything that isn't really meant for you, or has negative intentions, will try and force you and make you feel like there's this like anxiety or quick action that needs to be taken and stuff, but if you feel, drawn into something, it would be a natural feeling of more of an invitation instead of, get in here and get out of the hazard or something like that. You know what I mean? So anyway, I don't know if I'm explaining it the right way, but, move forward in a more loving way and pay attention to what is, drawing you in. Okay. You could be needing to change or adapt away from lustful outlooks and move more independently with what is, something that you're truly desiring of. Okay. And there's that theft. Okay, so yeah, there could be some type of third party that is trying to take from you, and you could be, getting epiphanies and being more focused on, what it is that you could be bringing in instead of illusionary qualities that other people are putting upon you. Okay, so just focus on your own alignment and you will be, ascending, transforming, and upgrading. You could have been focused on fear within certain relationship dynamics that were kind of setting you up for, failure or negativity. But if you pay attention to your guidance and your intuition, you could be seeing what is false and, what it is that's real that you should be, leading yourself towards. Okay. So when you gain the knowledge that you need, you can be recognizing where other people are, trying to take away from your truth, and, what it is that you are meant to be doing within your own gifts and awarenesses that are going to be creating a balance within your life and the truth that is being expressed. Okay. You can be moving forward towards new commitments and obligations or agreements instead of situations that had been making you feel lacking or less than. Okay. All right. Sounds good to me. Let me see how much time I got. Hey, Erica. How you doing? Uh-oh, I gotta go right now. I got like 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna head out to go pick my daughter. So I didn't see that you left a message last time when you were on here, and I saw it like later, but I don't really have time for a personal, but if you want to send me a message on my on Messenger, I can help you out. Okay, but we got Judgment in the Page of Wands, so somebody could be getting ready for, true alignment, preparing themselves, okay? And if you think that this resonates, then it could definitely be for you, especially since you're watching it right now, so hopefully this will be helpful and tell you what you need to hear, okay? But yeah, somebody could be feeling like they've mastered themselves and leveled up with their skills and their abilities, okay? So within that, comes true alignment, all right? And inspiration, okay? So someone could be feeling truly passionate and purposeful within, the efforts that they're making and the work that they're doing. There could have been, sleepless nights or anxiety, but at this point somebody's recognizing what it is that they're wanting to dedicate themselves to, and what they're recognizing could have been illusionary previously, okay? So there could be this, major shift in awareness, and, you're no longer needing to hold yourself back from, what possible options there might be, but more intentionally move forward, okay, towards, what is meant to be focused on. Push that one back in. Okay, here we go. All right, so you could be moving forward with a greater sense of clarity and truth. Okay, this could be helping you to really close out cycles of pain, negativity, and, the anxiety that could have been at the forefront. You could be recognizing what steps you're needing to be taking and feeling much more, logically aware of what action to take, okay? You'd be knowing what you're wanting to dedicate yourself to, and we got the Star. Can't show it because she's naked. And the up and the Emperor right there. So, with that, like, it looks like the true alignment, like you're, if you're looking for the North Star and then you end up right underneath it, that's, you were guided to where you're meant to go. So, you could be really recognizing that you are willing your desired reality into existence, okay, and asserting yourself in the way that you know that you're needing to. Oh, look at that, how cute. So we get the Sun and the 10 of Cups. So you can be really leading yourself towards, a positive outcome that is truly emotionally fulfilling. You can be releasing yourself from, the stress, anxiety, and confusion or illusionary dynamics, and feeling that you're leading towards, your desired outcome to be, truly manifested and formed in a physical way where you're no longer denying this, okay? Or curious or questioning, okay? Pretty cool. Let's see. All right, so you could be paying attention to your divine guidance and really feeling purposeful within it, knowing what it is that you're wanting to pour into, and getting to a much more nurturing position with, when it comes to your emotional expression. You could be leading yourself into a brand new beginning, knowing that you're not going to be receiving your long-term goals if you are open to offers that you're undesiring of. So you could be, taking the intentional action that you need to, in order to lead towards this new beginning, feeling protected and guided, okay? You could have had scarcity based on third-party scenarios, whatever type of influence it might have been, whether it's, work, partners, drugs, outside influences, whatever the case might be. You could have been, having to go through, a season of lack or, going without. But at this point, you are moving into the true alignment that you were, could have been working towards and desiring of, okay? So you could be ready to express yourself more directly and intentionally, no longer maintaining a previous position that you are knowing, was, unfulfilling. Okay. Excuse me. Chia seeds could be relevant. But, we got the Three of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. You could be rushing in towards, your desired partnership and team dynamic. And wow, you could be really cutting through the illusionary dynamics or situations with a greater sense of discernment. No longer allowing for, illusionary situations to be the main focus. Okay. You could be seeing, as you look at things from a different perspective, that you had been, battling through and navigating through difficulty in order to really kind of keep your sense of freedom or feel secure within, what is meaningful. And at this point, you could be really seeing that you could be surrendering into a certain situation that you feel is what it is that you've been waiting for. So you could be looking at things in a much more healed way. Healing your inner child, getting back to a more joyful and innocent expression, and you could be kind of recognizing there will be some type of reunification within a soulmate dynamic. Okay, this is something that you could have been envisioning, and at this point you could be seeing that the efforts that you've made are making this possible at this time. Okay, you could be like, looking at things in a much more peaceful way, knowing that, you are, let me see. We got these doves, and I'm trying to like get this sentence formulated, but it's like lacking right now. So it's like you could have been, releasing certain aspects and seeing if things will, if I set it free and it comes back type of thing, it was meant to be. So it's like there could have been this kind of like, this release of what you're desiring of manifesting, and just kind of letting it find its way back to you. Okay. But we have the High Priestess and the Lovers. How cute. So you could be, really kind of knowing what is meant for you, paying attention to your intuition, focusing on, true loving expression, and, opening yourself up to, relationship dynamics that you could feel are balanced and supported and guided by not only yourself or the other person, but, by the world, by, divine guidance. All right. So, there could, you could be recognizing the work that you've done and, matured in a way where you're ready to express yourself emotionally, no longer second guessing yourself, and you could be ready to really bring the harvest in of the work that you've done. Look at that. We got the Page of Cups, the Empress, and the Death card. You could be really knowing that this transformation is leading you to a position where you are, meant to receive, or what you're moving forward towards what you're meant to receive and create within. And you could be seeing how your emotional expression is also, part of that as well. So it's like there could be this recognition that you're meant to be saying certain things, and instead of holding it to yourself or keeping it to yourself, you're ready to move forward and take action in that way that's leading you towards this. Okay. Yep. Look at that. Even more confirmation right there. We got the Knight of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. So you know that as you follow your heart, move confidently, you're moving into a new chapter where you'll receive cooperation, reciprocation, and the true alignment within your environment that you had been, yearning for and guided towards. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay. We get Justice. Okay. So you're coming into a balanced position with clarity and truth. And the Temperance. So there's a lot of like angelic imagery going on right now. You could be really feeling content within, how you're being led and what it is that you are embodying at this time. but you have justice within your home and your environment, what it is that you could have been, you know, wanting to pour into but restricting yourself from. And you can be knowing that, you know, as you create the momentum, you are leading yourself onto your true path. Okay. You could be securing yourself when it comes to conflict, knowing what you're needing to release and what you're wanting to present, and moving forward towards, you know, a new beginning with emotional fulfillment, where you are able to stay true to yourself, block off, you know, others' oppositional forces, and really manifest in a way that you're embodying all different aspects of yourself in order to achieve the true success that you had envisioned, okay? Or had been, you know, wanting to manifest or create. But that's it. I gotta go. Hopefully this helped in some type of way, and send me a message later, Erica, if you want to, but I gotta go get my daughter. It takes a little while to get there. So anyway, have a good one.